The Nigeria's Governors Forum is asking President Muhammadu Buhari to release what is left of the London-Paris exit payment to enable states plan appropriately for the 2018 fiscal year. The chairman of the forum, Governor Abdulaziz Yari of Zamfara State, said the president's decision to bail out states through the bailout funds and debt restructuring is the reason Nigeria has come out of recession.
We confront him that, Mr. President, you remember in 2016, we present you the numbers of London and Paris club exit, which we agree that you directed to pay the 50% and 50% upon reconciliation. Mr. President, reconciliation is on since 2016, and we are hoping both DMO, Ministry of Finance and AGF and our consultants are concluding this reconciliation by November. So therefore, we want to come and grab your indulgence so that we can factor the numbers in our 2018 budget so that we can use those simple projects, we can use it for other recurrent spending according to specification given by our respective House of Assemblies.
Welcome back. It's a blame game on the poor state of streetlights in the nation's capital. Whereas residents are lamenting the deplorable situation, the authorities insist that the facility was simply damaged by vandals. Take a listen. Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, is no doubt a model city with sparkling beauty at night that reflects the seat of power. Driving through the city center at night can be a delight, especially for first-time visitors. That is because most streets are illuminated by the streetlights. However, times are changing and the situation is changing as well. The streetlights no longer function as before.
Go to Kaduna. The major roads are all illuminated. Small streets are illuminated. Neighborhoods. But in the federal capital, Abuja, instead of illuminating more, putting more street lights where they don't exist now, the ones that have been there, you can't maintain them. It's a sad situation.
A lot of infrastructure, apart from the street light, a lot of infrastructures are decayed. Not even decaying, they are decayed in FCT. Both water, both the water pipes, both electricity, both transformers, a lot of them are not being taken care of.
According to the National Bureau of Statistics, the Federal Capital Territory reported 13,181 crime cases in 2016. These crimes reported include rape, pickpockets, bag snatching, robbery, and housebreaking. Some residents are attributing the rise in such criminality to poor illumination in the city center.
I think it's because of the deplorable state of the street light that lead to a lot of crimes in the FCT today.
There are areas where criminals will use as hideout when it is dark. So if the light is available in the night, you find out that most of the crime will reduce.
However, the government agency in charge of maintenance has accused vandals of sabotaging its government's efforts to maintain infrastructure in the city.
It's not because the infrastructure is not provided, it is provided. We spend a lot in providing infrastructure. But the major problem is securing these installations. Vandals are always on the highway in the night to steal the underground cable, rendering this the street lights, rendering the street in darkness. So you can imagine the way we are always embarrassed. It's a sort of worry for us, and that the minister is very worried. We spend money, but vandals, some sort of try to render whatever we have done useless.
But residents argue that the government agencies responsible for the maintenance of such infrastructure must protect them.
The agency itself should be monitored and know if they are doing their job or they are just collecting their maybe, what I call it, impress or maybe allowances and not sitting back in the office.
If the minister of FCT cannot even manage street lights, I can't understand why he will do for Abuja.
Before taking steps to ensure that the facilities are protected, the Abuja Metropolitan Management Council embarked on a facility tour to examine the extent of damage on the streetlights. However, there are bigger problems.
Make sure that the contractor works.
The streetlights have power generating sets which should be fueled regularly with taxpayers' money to serve as a backup for the irregular electricity supply for the streetlights to function. However, that is not the case as the city continues to grapple with poor illumination.
Most of these places, there are some that we find out that their percentage working condition is less than what is normal. So we must make sure that these contractors that are handling all these areas, that their performance is low, we improve. If they cannot improve, then there are conditions in the awards of this contract. We cannot be paying money while contractors are not working. So we must review whatever they are there in the terms of the contract. So the most important thing is they must work, and we are going to pay them based on whatever they are working for.
Most of the streetlights functioning are situated within the highbrow areas of the nation's capital, including Asokoro, Maitama, and the Three-Armed Zone, which hosts the presidential villa, the Supreme Court, the National Assembly, and some adjoining facilities like the military barracks and the head office of the Department of State Services. But the bad or vandalized streetlights are situated on your way out of the city center to the satellite towns, including Lugbe, Kubwa, and Nyanya. At the moment, the FCT minister has issued a directive for the proper lighting of the nation's capital.
Abuja, for instance, has over 300 kilometers of streetlights. Even if it's on a ratio of 1 electric pole per 10 meters, you are taking of 3,000. So this is massive infrastructure that needs to be protected, that needs to be organized. But I assure you, we will, as you rightly mentioned, some parts of the city now are lit at night, and gradually will continue to extend that, but I can tell you it's a big challenge. What we are doing in the city is we are partnering with a distribution company that is concession for this part of the country, which is the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company. We sat down with them, we looked at their billing system, we reconciled our bills with them, and we have reached an understanding where all the power that we consume, either for street lights, for traffic lights, for public buildings, for the hospitals and schools, are metered.
This is one directive residents will be waiting to see its implementation as soon as possible, and hopefully this will restore Abuja's glory at night.